guys, Paramoto here, and I hope you guys have been great these last 2 weeks. It seems like every time I make a video lately, like I have to apologize for being gone for so long. I really did not mean to be gone for so long, but I ended up going on vacation. It's kind of like an abrupt vacation. I typically go to Hilton Head every single year, and it's typically around like the third week of July, and I ended up not getting the time off of work because there was already too many people off. But what ended up happening was my girlfriend was staying down for another week after that third one, and she's like, you know, basically told me like, hey, you know, we got a spot for you if you want to come down during your normally scheduled week off every month. And I was like, hell yeah, why not? And you know, it made me get behind a little bit, but it's a vacation that we always go on, and I thought I was okay with missing it. I was just like, we go there every single year, like, do I really care? And come to find out, hearing people having a lot of fun without me really got me like, I really want to go. So I ended up taking her up on it. We ended up leaving 2 Sundays ago. I left straight from work, and then I got right in a car, and I drove straight to South Carolina. Got in, spent an entire week at the beach with my girlfriend. So it was a good time, man. It was a really good time. I actually brought my GoPros, ended up never really recording a video. I was just like, man, if I'm gonna be behind, I might as well just be behind a couple weeks. You know, like, let's just get back into it when we get back. You know, get into it early in the week, and then just record for the upcoming, just so I can get on schedule. But I'm back at it. We should be back at it for the rest of the summer without exception. Sorry for the interruption, but one thing that happened in the last 2 weeks is that I started applying for a job, and they called me back, and I've been doing stuff for them. So I went from like being this far away from the job to being like this far away from it. So I'm really excited. It's a great place, and I really hope that we end up getting it. You know, if I get this job, it's gonna have a really positive impact on both of our lives. Way less stress, more money, hanging out with more like-minded people. So I'm really hoping that I get it. I honestly don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to do the schedule that I have right now, you know? And you know what? I say that not because I don't want to do the job anymore. That's not the case. I work with some of the best people I've ever worked with in my entire life. The schedule is really hard. The schedule is so freaking hard. Like, it's great getting a week off every single month. I can crush jiu-jitsu. I really look forward to that week when we, you know, start the month with 4 night shifts. We get 3 days off, 3 day shifts, 1 day off, 3 night shifts. Man, it's hard to feel like a human with that schedule. You're just really tired and ornery the whole time. I'm gonna be really excited if I get it. It's gonna be such a positive thing in my life. And to be quite honest with you, I would say I'm comfortable in saying I have a 75% shot at getting it at this point. A greater than average, but there's still a possibility that I can mess something up and they won't take me. So at this point, it's kind of like my job to lose, you know? And I rode with somebody today at jiu-jitsu, and I have to say that like 99% of people at jiu-jitsu are like really cool, right? I mean, they're there to learn, they're there to just have a good time, you know, do some pajama wrestling, you know, get some struggle cuddles in, you know, choke each other out, pretend to break each other's arms and legs and whatever. But man, I roll with this one guy, and I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I always try to go back, you know, if somebody pisses me off one time, I'm always like, you know what, maybe they had a bad day, maybe I had a bad day, I don't know. Let's just, you know, be cool and, you know, stay cool with everybody and give this person a second shot. And I've given this person probably 3 different shots, and I don't think I'm gonna roll with him anymore. I mean, there's a term in jiu-jitsu called spazzing, and it's kind of when you're just too much. You're too much. If somebody wants to just flow and go 50% and you're going 110 and you're trying to win a competition when they're just trying to like learn or drill a move. And this person's always been a spaz. And they actually got one of my friends at jiu-jitsu. He actually didn't respect a tap, you know, like a quick tap, like, hey, you got me, you won, let's reset. Didn't honor that one time, and he almost broke his arm. So I'm like, well, you know what, the more time goes on, the more wise we get, and you know what, I bet you he's gotten better with time. So I rolled with him again today, and honestly, like, I was wrong on this thing. I didn't know that we were allowed to do a certain move. It was called a knee bar, where you just try to pull somebody's knee the opposite direction. I stopped him halfway through. I'm like, hey man, I don't think you're supposed to be doing that, you know? And I had to defend it, like he wasn't gonna get it anyway. And he got like really pissed off, and he's like, you know, like, got really defensive about it. And I was just like, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No, you can be like, no dude, you're wrong. And I didn't say anything else besides for that. And he like lost his ish and like walked off the mat. And I'm like, dude, you're not cool, man. You're just not cool. So the reason why it's not cool at all, we have to trust each other at jiu-jitsu. We have to trust each other to honor taps and to not hurt each other. Coaches are the only ones that are professional, and everybody else You know, it's just an amateur doing this for fun. So we really got to look out for each other. When somebody's being really extra and it's gotten to the point of being dangerous, it's no bueno. No, you just got to watch out for each other and make sure that person doesn't hurt anybody. I won't personally ever roll with him again. I'm done. Good at what he does, I'll give him that, but you know, he does it because he's so extra. What's up next for Paramoto today? There's gonna be no guns in this video, but the next place I gotta go is I need to stop back at my house, grab my tactical backpack that has a new AR-15 in it and my Glock 19, and I need to go to the range. I need to sight that bad boy in. So I have a little bit of a problem with firearm addiction. My name is Paramoto, and I got a problem with firearm addiction. And also motorcycles, and also monsters / caffeine. I have a little AR-15 pistol chambered in 5.56 with a little barrel. It's all legal, just don't you worry, but it's a little guy, it's a little AR-15 pistol that I have not sighted in yet. And I've bought just about everything I need for it besides for a light. And what I ended up doing a couple weeks ago is I bought another AR receiver set, so I'm going on to my next build. Before I even sighted in my last one, I need to go up to the range and sight that bad boy in and make sure that I can hit something. When I first bought it, I had a 7-inch barrel on it, and it was absolutely garbage. 7-inch barrel with iron sights. I wasn't even on paper at 50 yards, like it was pretty bad. So what I've done is I put a 10-inch barrel on it with a carbine leaf gas system, so it should shoot pretty nice. And I have an adjustable gas block, and I put a red dot sight on it. It is not my go-to zombie apocalypse never coming home rifle, but it is a very good home defense rifle that I need to make sure it's sighted in. I have a little bit of a problem with completion when it comes down to my hobbies. Like, I tend to move to the next thing when something is like 90% done. You know, like, I don't know why, but like, if I could do the most difficult thing when it comes down to something, then I get less interested in it. Like, it's weird. Like, I have no effects playing in my headphones right now. There's a couple parts of my favorite song by them called The Decline that are really hard on bass. Like, you're talking about like really hard right hand technique, you know, really good left hand technique needed for it. And I would play the hardest parts and I never learn the rest of the song because it's like, why learn the rest of it? I know the hardest part. You know, I know I can do it already. Let's move on to the next thing. And that's kind of how I am with these AR-15 builds, is that, you know, the rifle is done, it functions, it has everything it needs besides for like one thing. So it's like 95% the way done, and I put it to the side and I'm like, I want to move on to the next thing. Well, the next thing is going to be an AR-9, so a 9mm AR-15. The receiver sets are already on the way. I think they're in like Nebraska now, so yeah, they're on the way. The next thing that I'm going to build is going to be a 9mm AR-15. It's going to be so nice, but honestly, the fact comes down, I need to finish what I have. So we're going to go sight it in, and my next paycheck, I'm probably going to buy a flashlight for it and get it all buttoned up and done, because half the day is night, and if you don't have a flashlight on your go-to home defense rifle, then you're wrong. So I do these things called running guns occasionally, and I'm thinking about signing up for another one in November, and that's going to be for the little guy. The little guy is going to get that one. And then for my next running gun, my actual daylight running gun, I want to do it with my AR-15 that's chambered in 9mm. And the reason why is that if I run a 9mm gun with the same magazines, I only have to carry one set of magazines. If you guys don't know what a running gun is, it's a 5K center fire biathlon. So you run a 5K and you do like 5 or 6 shooting stages while you're running the 5K. It is absolutely amazing zombie apocalypse training. There's a couple of people on here that don't like guns, and I have to say, first and foremost, that I respect you guys and I respect your opinions on guns. And there's also people on here that do like guns. So if I'm ever going to show firearms on this channel, it's going to probably be on the thumbnail. And you know what, if you guys don't like seeing it, you never have to click on it, and I won't expose you to it. I've talked to a gentleman on here that doesn't like guns because he went through a traumatic experience with a gun, and I can't disrespect you, sir. All I can say is that a gun is a tool. A tool can be used for good or evil. You know, just because a gun is a gun doesn't mean it's good or bad either way. Honestly, I've been shot at. I got shot at as recently as last Christmas Eve. And honestly, it is not a fun experience, so I can see how you think that way. I choose to go the opposite way and like guns, love guns, and go train with them as much as possible. So I do that with a lot of things. Like, I was terrified of snakes, so I bought a snake. And by terrified, I don't mean terrified. I was uncomfortable with them. So I bought a ball python, and that ball python's name is Reggie. He's probably like 3 years now. He's like 3 years old now. Been a really good snake, never bit anybody. Very chill. He just actually ate, so I'm probably gonna get him out for some slither around time. But he's probably like 3 or 4 feet now, as ball pythons tend to get, and he's a great snake. He really is. He's a really good snake. But that's what I tend to do. If something makes me uncomfortable, I tend to gravitate towards it. You know, I tend to want to expose myself to it, and I want to go basically get knees deep into it and stop my fear, you know? Like, jiu-jitsu is one of those things where, like, I was kind of like meh about it, you know? Like, I didn't really like the idea of jiu-jitsu, like, getting that close with somebody and, like, people are going to try to kill you. And then I got into it, and a year and a half later, I'm in love with it. It's actually longer than that. I signed up January 2020, so it's been like a year and 8 months now. That's kind of what I think everybody should try to do. You know, like, if something scares you, go get over your fear, you know? I think my next thing is probably going to be jumping out of a plane, because the older I've gotten, the more I don't like heights. And I used to love heights, man. I used to really love heights. You know, I'd be like the kid climbing a tree until the branches got really sketchy. Now, I don't like heights one bit. And it happened when I went to firefighter school, and I started going really high on ladders. And ladders totally ruined it for me. Being 90 foot up on a tower ladder scared the crap out of me. And ever since, I don't like heights. I would go back up. If they told me to go back up, I would be like mumbling to myself cuss words the entire way. For the people that like guns, if there's something about firearms that you want to see, throw a comment down below. You know, I'm always looking for rainy day ideas. You know, if I can't get out and film, like, I'll shoot like a rainy day video, like a video inside. So anyway, guys, I'm getting back to my house. I'm gonna switch out my dirty laundry bag with a bag full of guns, and then I'm gonna go head out to the range. Guys, if you like this video, you like this content, you want to see more of it, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. It helps me out a ton. You got suggestions for videos, also leave them down below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.